What? Oh. And why is that? Okay. Is this a correction facility?
No, it's just a RCMP station.
Okay.
So the reason it got changed from the other place is because of the work safe.
Because of work safe?
Yeah. I had another call on it too, and I had to call him and explain to him like why it all got changed. And
okay.
So, you're not, are you using the recording?
No, she put it away.
Okay. Can I just take it and put it on the counter here, please?
How about she put it on the floor? Is that fine?
Okay, we'll put it right over here.
Okay.
Yeah, unfortunately, departments here doesn't allow us.
It's a public building, though, correct?
Correct, but because of the confidential stuff that we deal with, like technically, I mean, you're supposed to take your cell phones away.
we don't have any.
Yeah.
No, I don't do a cell phone.
So technically, anybody comes in. I mean, we haven't.
Okay.
The Department of Security is worried that anybody comes in with a cell phone nowadays with the pictures, that they can go by and take a picture of a file. And
It's like that probation. No.
Yeah.
I take pictures of file. I'm just, I'm just aware that there is no law that says in a public place that any filming or anything can be taken away. That would probably be more like a policy or a regulation.
It is.
So it's not the law.
Security, yeah. And
yeah, I just wanted to verify that with you. That's all.
That's fine.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. If anybody leaves any files out, that would.
Well, that's it. Like somebody come by and do that, and then they go put it on.
Fair enough.
Rob White.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Fair enough. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Thank you.
Yeah, you bet.
You wore sandals? Yes, I know, it's crazy.
Yeah,
I had a
exactly.
snowstorm coming here.
Snowing like crazy.
I know. Oh, great.
And
Well,
windy.
and now
Winter.
because I have to see everyone here and Belmont, but I also have to see everyone at the RCMP station, and I'm told I can't get in, so I don't know if I'm supposed to go home or what. So, Rob, I just want to read the new bail order. I think it's pretty well the same as the last one, right?
Yeah, but I don't consent to it.
I don't know Well, I mean, I still have to read it to you, whether you consent or not, right? It's still in full force and effect.
According to what jurisdiction?
According to the Criminal Code of Canada.
According to the Criminal Code, what section, what part?
Well, the two enforcement sections are all I can really speak to on this, that if any of the conditions aren't complied with, Section 145 and 524 are the two sections that we write down on your stamp that we follow to enforce any breaches or possible breaches, right? The 524 is more if we had concern that somebody wasn't going to follow the conditions.
Yeah, it has been read to me at my last court appearance in the village of McBride with the Justice of the Peace on the telephone from Mackenzie. I've got all that recorded.
Good.
Michelle was there as a witness as well. Now, I do not consent to it because it acts as a conditional sentence, and I have not been convicted. I have been charged, not convicted, which basically is a violation of the Charter. Every man has the right to be presumed innocent before guilt.
Right, I know all that. That you would have to talk to your lawyer about, not me, right? I'm just here. I have to.
I understand your.
I have to read you the conditions. That's all my pieces in this right now, right? So, can we read these together? Do you consent to read these together so we both know what they are?
I do not consent to read them together. No, I'm sorry. I do not consent. I cannot accept them because of the presumption of innocence, as everyone is innocent until proven guilty. It just occurs as a violation of my rights because the court now is presumed me guilty and not presumed me innocent by imposing the recognizance of bail conditions, and I'll be in violation of the human rights if I sign accept the document. You can, if you want to, if you're going to read it, I'll acknowledge that you've read it to me.
Condition 1, you shall keep the peace and be of good behavior. Condition 2, as soon as you are released from custody or no later than 1 p.m. on June 21st, 2012, you shall report in person to the bail supervisor's office in Prince George, and after that you shall report as and when directed by the bail supervisor. When first reporting to the bail supervisor, you shall inform him or her of your present residential address and telephone number, and you shall not change your address or phone number at any time without providing written notice to your bail supervisor. So that just means letting me know if you move. You haven't moved, have you, Rob?
No.
And the phone number's the same, right? But there's no message option, right? Am I right on that? Like,
no, you're wrong on that. There is a message option. It does go to my message box.
So I haven't got that. So is there something I'm missing when I
Nothing you're missing, because everybody that phones me goes directly to my message service.
Do you have like something?
Have you tried to call me?
Yeah.
When was the last time you tried to call me?
Like when I got your letter asking why we were coming here, right?
Okay, and on
so
what date? Okay.
I think it was the day I got the letter. I can't remember. So
from what telephone number?
From my work one.
And which one is that?
That's the 6142677. Now, if you have called us late, it'll come up 2600, I believe, or
okay.
26.
Yeah, I've got call display and all that, and I've got the messaging service. I basically have the whole package. Now,
is there a voice thing?
Yes, there is a voice. There is a voice message thing, and that's a first, because everybody that phones me goes to voice message service.
So I have the wrong number, because remember
you have the correct
didn't.
number. You have the correct number.
Can you give it to me again in case I...
It is 604-229-0924.
Sorry, what's the last part?
0924. 604-229-0924.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. You shall obey a curfew by being inside of your residence or on the lot in which your residence is located between the hours of 11 p.m. and 6 a.m. each day except as follows: with written consent of the bail supervisor, or in the event of a medical emergency or traveling from a hospital ward. Present yourself at the door to your residence if a peace officer or bail supervisor attends. Of course, it wouldn't be me attending, it would be a police officer. Respond personally and immediately to the telephone, and a peace officer or supervisor makes a telephone call to your residence for the purpose of determining your compliance with the curfew. You shall have no contact or communication directly or indirectly with Linda Kelly, Linda Marcel, or Rose Suter, except through legal counsel, or to make reasonable efforts to retain and instruct counsel, or to attend court in Prince George if necessary. You shall not possess or consume any alcohol or any controlled substance within the meaning of Section 2 of the Controlled Drugs and Substances Act, except as prescribed to you by a physician. You shall not possess any weapon as defined in Section 2 of the Criminal Code. You must forthwith surrender for safekeeping to the RCMP Detachment at 999 Brunswick Street, Prince George, British Columbia. Any firearm, crossbow, prohibited weapon, restricted weapon, prohibited device, ammunition, prohibited ammunition, or explosive substance in your possession, together with any authorization or registration certificate for any such item, except for purposes of making delivery to the RCMP in accordance with this condition. You shall not possess any of the items listed in this condition, and you must not reside in a home where any other person keeps or stores any such items. You shall not possess any knife outside of your residence except for the purpose of preparing or eating food or for purposes directly and immediately related to employment. And you shall not possess a pellet gun.
Just out of curiosity, this paperwork and this recognizance of bail conditions revisited has been read to me once before by, I believe it was Kay Gordon.
Right,
and that was like I just mentioned previously. That was done directly after my fifth appearance. Yes. Just out of curiosity, why are you reading these?
We always do. The probation officer or bail supervisor has to read it so that we've read it to you, and so that I know that you've heard it, and you know that I've heard it and know it. And it's because we supervise the order, right? So people get it read two or three times sometimes.
And out of curiosity as well, too, you mentioned that the reason that you've decided to move this over here, this meeting over here, was for what reasons?
For work-safe legislation. What they did is they came in and they've redone our whole courthouse with safety stuff, so there's a whole bunch of changes going on there. And the itinerant runs, so that's the working alone legislation. WorkSafe went all through what we're doing, and they actually came here and did a check of where we're going, where we're seeing people, and it's all, they said, nope, you can't go there anymore, you have to either go to the RCMP station or...
New legislation?
Nope, it's just never been enforced.
Yeah. Okay.
So the fellow who came and did the assessments is from the ministry part. I can't remember his exact title, but what he does is follow the orders that WorkSafe gave community corrections. So he had to come and do all the assessments. So that's why. That was the only reason.
Under which department?
This fellow.
BC Safety Authority?
No, he works for the PSA. So
PSA is what?
That's the public service agency that
kind
of oversees.
So he's subcontracted?
Almost. He's almost a standalone fellow, but not. He still works for them.
Okay.
Right?
If possible, if you could get his name and title and what he works at, and send that to me, that would be great.
I don't know if I can, but I can ask.
Okay,
right?
fair enough.
But definitely it's WorkSafe who gave us all the
change
orders.
Does this room have recording devices?
No, I'm afraid not.
So you don't know?
I'm told no.
You're told no. Okay. So you were told that this room that we're in right now has no audio or video recordings in it. Okay. So I guess sorry, pardon me. It's just it's very hard for me to consent to. I just want to know because it's very questionable, what you've explained to me about the workers' compensation or whatever.
I know, Rob, you don't believe anything I tell you.
Well, these days,
you know, I was like, I seriously didn't have it, and it wasn't in the computer, and that's what happened.
It's interesting to follow the truth these days. But I'm not the only person that's out there in the public spectrum that is not too confident in what's been happening. There's a lot of problems that have been happening in many levels. So it's not just that. It's also good to be aware.
No, and I get it. You can question.
Yeah. No, it's.
I teach my son to be a critical thinker too, right?
Yeah, that's right. Just a critical thinking. I just want to know. Is this some form of entrapment or not?
No entrapment here.
Okay. Some form of bottom fishing or not. Things like that. It happens.
It does. And that was the honest truth. We got all those orders. There's been now itinerant runs are changing. We do Fort Ware, we do here, and we do Mackenzie. So they're all.
Okay.
And as you've noticed in Alberta, there's now a big strike going on with them.
Yeah, there's all kinds of stuff coming out. There's whistle blowing happening left and right, and you know what? In a way, it's a good thing.
Safety,
I
right?
think it needs a good cleansing, believe me, and it's actually good. So you do accept. You did receive that letter that I have dated here April 13th. Just questioning who will be present at the meeting. If this meeting will be audio video recorded, what's the reason, et cetera, et cetera. You mentioned that when we first got here, and you tried to phone me back, and there was no message, twice. And which day was it?
I can go back and look on the computer. I can't off the top of my head tell you.
Okay.
But it was right after I got the letter.
Okay.
So, and you sent that pretty quick after I sent you the letter.
You could just. You have my mailing address. You could just send me paperwork.
Maybe that would be easier, but I also
that would probably be better.
Phone and talk to you, so you kind of. And it would have been hard to write it all in a letter. Well, there was these conditions and stuff, but I could have tried, I guess.
Fair enough. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. See, I get call display And I do go into my, and I do have and I do go into my recording for any calls anybody wants to leave any messages, and I will return calls if they're there.
Yeah, because.
But I also get messages, and I can hear phone hanging up too on certain occasions too.
Right.
So I can hear that right away too. I do record everything, and I do record every number and every phone call and every day, date, time, second. It's just all part of being.
Yeah, I know you.
I'm glad you do. I'm pretty sure lots of people know I do, and I'm pretty sure that's probably a good thing.
And it's all right. Like, I know you don't believe stuff I tell you, so I'm like, okay, I'm just. If things are factual and there's proof and there's evidence, if there's proofs and evidence, there's. Okay.
But
so check that I phoned when I'll look it up. But
okay, and if you can't get through, please send a letter.
Right.
All right.
Okay. So and the other part is we're changing the phone in, so we're going to do the reporting in person here to the police station. Just have to sign your name.
When I come in. Okay. As long as.
What works best for Teresa here is Tuesdays. So. If you could come in Tuesdays before noon.
Every Tuesday?
Yeah.
How about I phone?
Well, no, because we're having in person now.
At what times? Tuesdays?
Yeah.
So you just want to rearrange all this stuff.
Yeah.
Okay. And for what reason?
This is again for bail reporting. So when they have people bail report, so I'm talking about the court's criminal justice system, the main purpose of bail is to make sure you're still in the community to attend court. And sorry, when's your next court date?
July 4th.
Okay.
And it's a hearing, and it's a preliminary inquiry. Okay. So it's obviously they want to be behind closed doors. But that's something I wanted to bring up as well too. They want to do a pretrial hearing, so I'm going to demand to have the aforementioned pretrial hearing recorded to transcript by qualified personnel and have the attendance of either a media reporter, solicitor, a friend of the court, notary public, or a human rights investigator on my behalf. Just so you're aware of that as well. That's like I imagine you're also aware of the Correction Act too, 2004.
Which piece of it?
I've got.
I haven't memorized all the legislation and stuff.
Well, it's just curious for me just to point this out. So you're the authorized person under your definition, authorized person in charge of the correctional center, and including. So if this is considered a correctional center. Or is it a shared facility?
Well, see, the Correction Act is more for corrections officers. We're under community corrections.
It's the same department and same legislature.
In a sense, but a lot of the stuff speaks to more of the people working in facilities, right? So we're in the community, so we're not exactly the same as facility versus community.
Part 1, probation officers, correction staff. Part 1, Section 2.3. Persons, officers, and employees appointed to exercise powers and perform duties under the Act are peace officers while exercising those powers and performing those duties. Part 1, or Section 4(1)(d), powers and duties of probation officers has power to procure and report information for the court in respect of a person convicted by the courts. I have not been convicted.
Right, but you've been charged, so that...
Presumed innocent until proven guilty. It is a violation of the charter.
But I'm not going to sit and argue.
I know you. I'm just pointing it out that it is a violation of the charter. It is my rights are being violated by being here.
So what I would do if you have concerns about that is put that in writing forward to.
Oh, the process. Yeah, they'll get it. I'm sure they've already. I've sent off.
And you've talked to Jeff MacDonald.
I've sent out. There's lots of litigation that has to be sent out, obviously. Yeah.
Okay. Well, that's all we needed to do.
And you said that to report here?
Yeah.
On Tuesdays?
Before noon.
What time before noon specifically?
Well, I would say 9 a.m. Does that work for you?
Actually, I'm in my office early. Take care of things before that.
There's flexibility there, right? We don't always tell people an exact time.
Okay, 11 o'clock, fine?
11's fine.
It's just before lunch?
Yeah.
Every Tuesday. I'd have to look at my calendar to find out. When is July 4th for my court date or pre-trial hearing?
I don't have a calendar.
I didn't bring one either, and my watch says now. You got digital? No, it doesn't have. Yeah, you got the. No way. Okay. Well, I guess.
So thanks, and it will be here. And now that summer's coming, I'll be here more. So.
Oh, yes. Would I be able to receive the PCE now?
Sorry, the what?
Provisional Curfew Exemption.
What do you need that for?
So I may seek counsel.
Right.
And I have properties that I need to attend to that are rental properties and tenants.
For the curfew exemption, then we need to know where you're staying and the time so you
That's
can...
fine. I've done that before with Cindy Ross. She's granted me 2 in the past, and there's been no problems.
Right. So we'll talk about it, because you don't need anything right now.
Yes,
right?
I do, actually. I need to confer with a lawyer.
Right.
And there are no lawyers in McBride.
Okay. I can't give it to you right now.
Why not?
Because I have to know all the details first.
I just gave you the details.
That isn't enough just to going down south, right? To look for a lawyer. I kind of, I need the time to know where you're staying at which
That's fine.
Which towns, and then your addresses, because the curfew...
I've done that, and I've given those, and I've provided the dates, times, and places.
I didn't see any of those, Rob, so I need to see all those. So we'll talk about it on the phone, okay?
You are in receipt of that notice of default that I sent to you, correct? And service?
The letters previously?
The notarized ones, the copies. There was one... December 3rd.
Okay, yeah, I do have those all.
Good, they're all registered, okay.
I'm
And
not going to discuss any of
affidavits, final notice of dishonor and defaults. Why do you not want to discuss those?
Because that's not something to discuss here, and it's done.
So that's it. All right. So I will be here this Tuesday at 11 o'clock.
Okay, thank you.
Oh, yeah, I'll keep that pen in me then. See that pen here?
Yeah.
Have a good day.
See you guys later.
Yeah. Hey.
Hey.
She's not willing to discuss the notice.